For those who attended my inauguration, if you were not on the Black Star Square and we had locked you in a room and you could hear the announcement of the acknowledgement of the presidents who were coming up to greet me, you would have noticed that the loudest applause was for the countries that have overthrown democracy and are under military dictatorship. That should give us a pause for thought. That should make us think. And that should make us ask ourselves questions about why democracies die. And that's why the topic of today is relevant. What are the things we need to do to sustain democracy? Democracy will not survive by itself if we don't work for it. And like Omar Traore said, whatever system of government you have, autocracy, democracy, theocracy, whatever, if it does not deliver opportunities and prosperity to the people, it will not survive. Our people claim their freedom, but we must guard it jealously. This was Kwame Nkrumah. You could change freedom and put democracy, and it will be the same thing. So my question is, why democracies fail and why democracies die? The first one is weak institutions that fail to protect the rights of the people. The second is corruption and elite capture that erodes the trust of the people in democratic governance. The third is exclusion and inequality that alienate portions of the citizenry. The fourth is leadership deficits that squander legitimacy of governments. And the fifth is external pressures that exploit the vulnerability in democratic systems. And so, to renew democracy, we must do certain things. Of course, the first one is that we must strengthen institutions, independent courts, parliaments, and our electoral bodies. The second is that we must deliver development, because democracy without development, democracy without roads, democracy without schools, hospitals, and jobs will always be at risk. The third, we must educate our citizens. For us, Thomas Sankara said, and I quote, he said, "A soldier without political education or ideological training is a potential criminal." The same is true of leadership without ethical grounding. The fourth, we must protect media and civic space. A free press is democracy's immune system. We must also build regional solidarity, because the fall of democracy in one nation weakens democracy in all other nations. As host, Ghana recommits to upholding democracy, not just in rhetoric, but in practice. We'll defend the independence of our institutions, we'll support free expression, and we'll continue to stand with ECOWAS in promoting democratic governance across West Africa. Distinguished citizens, democracy dies when citizens lose faith, when leaders abandon integrity, and institutions succumb to capture. But democracy can be renewed when citizens rise to defend it. And as the former Czech President Havel said again, and I quote, he said, "The salvation of this human world lies nowhere else than in the human heart." The survival of democracy depends on us, leaders, citizens, institutions, and for us choosing courage over complacency. And so let this dialogue in Accra be remembered not as a lament for dying democracies, but as a rebirth of hope. Let us leave here with a renewed determination to safeguard our democracies, to make our democracies deliver, and pass on to the future generations a legacy of freedom, justice, and dignity. And as an African proverb says, When the roots of the tree are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. If the roots of our democracy are deep, there is no need to fear unconstitutional governance. If we deepen the roots of our democracy in our nations, it will withstand any storm. May God bless this gathering. May God bless Africa. And I wish you fruitful deliberation. Thank you.
Yes, here we are. Greetings and welcome all of you, brothers and sisters. That is President John Dramani Mahama, the President of Ghana, contributing on why democracy is dying right now. If you ask me why democracy is dying, I can give you a short answer. Democracy is dying because of the leadership of the young and brave leaders in Sahel, Captain Traore, Assimi Goïta, and General Abdulrahman Chiani. That's the reason why democracy is dying in Africa. The leadership style of these three leaders has demonstrated that service can be delivered even without democracy. We have seen road being under construction, hospitals being under construction. We have seen revolution almost in every sector. Agriculture right now, people can feed themselves. We don't need democracy to achieve all these things. What we need is leaders who are so courageous and passionate to deliver services to the people of each country or a country. And that's why you see democracy is dying. If you have asked me about that question. But brothers and sisters, let us also listen and watch from President of ECOWAS what he said. Listen here.
Representatives of international organizations, it is indeed an honor for ECOWAS to take part in this important dialogue. And I was complaining to the organizers this morning that I have been trapped because I just got to know about my participation as a speaker only 5 minutes ago. But nonetheless, I would like to thank the organizers and the government of Ghana for hosting us. This is an important dialogue that ECOWAS cannot afford to miss. Excellencies, this forum is taking place at a very crucial moment when the security and the governance landscape of our region is undergoing profound changes. By many counts, this forum provides a unique opportunity to share perspectives, foster meaningful dialogue, and co-create solutions for advancing a renewed democratic agenda that prioritizes social cohesion, public trust across the region. It is in this context that we look forward to the outcome of this forum, which I am confident that will include innovative strategies to enhance democracy, social cohesion, and citizens-state relations, as well as the advancement of governance through stronger democratic institutions that will promote accountability, discipline, and delivery. Yes, accountability, discipline, and results are values that we cannot overstress. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by sharing my personal thoughts about the theme of this dialogue: why democracies fail. You see, Excellencies, for many, democracy is all about elections. But what a narrow and dim view of democracy. Democracy, Excellencies, is about accountability. It is about discipline. It is about results. Therefore, unless accountability governs citizens and government relationships, unless discipline permeates our social fabrics, and unless results drive our public engagement, we as Africans will continue to sit on gold mines. We will continue to sit on gold mines and gas and oil wells but we will always continue to wallow in poverty. In conclusion, Excellencies, I have 3 points. Democracy, or any system for that matter, will die if it does not deliver results. Democracy or any system will die if it does not promote accountability. Democracy or any system will die if it does not promote discipline. Accountability, results, and discipline. You take them from any system, whether it is a secular system or a religious system, they die. If we get out of this room with additional prescriptions, we will be adding value to what we are here for. Excellencies, I wish you fruitful deliberations.
Yes, welcome back, brothers and sisters. That is the president of ECOWAS delivered his remarks on the matter of why democracy is dying. It's my hope that you heard a lot from the beginning. You heard from President John Dramani Mahama coming to the president of ECOWAS. So what is your perspective? What is your thought on this matter? I said if it was me, and if you ask me about why democracy is dying, my answer is very simple. Democracy is dying because of the leadership style of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Assimi Goïta, and Abdulrahman Tiani. You know why? Because these leaders has shown that people can feed themselves without democratic governance, without election. Road can be under construction. You know, it doesn't make sense that we have elections that spend a lot of money. We have elections that take a lot of resources. We print ballots from Europe, from other countries. We distribute those ballots. And yet, our roads are not okay. We don't have safe water. We don't have security. But you see, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, in Niger, those leaders came into power without those what we call democratic election, but we see what is happening. We are controlling our resources. These countries say we are going to control our resources. But the thing that democratic leaders has failed, and right now you see young people are celebrating Captain Traore, are celebrating Assimi Goïta, are celebrating Abdulrahman Tiani, and these revolutionary leaders. So if we are not careful, in the near future, 10 to 20 years, democracy is going to die in the continent of Africa. If democratic leaders are not going to deliver what is in their promises, in their manifestos, because people does not consume democracy. People want services on the table. And this democracy was brought to Africans to divide Africans. We have to acknowledge that issue, that this democracy, or this democracy that was imposed in Africa, the aim was to divide Africans. We cannot pretend we are Europeans while we are not Europeans. We cannot pretend we are Americans while we are Africans. Let us use our means and our governance systems. And that's what I saw in Burkina Faso, that Captain Traore has returned the traditional rulers. Now traditional rulers have given authorities in Burkina Faso. Yes, there has a general government, but traditional rulers have a role to play in the government, in the nation. So this democracy that we have democrats that have created thieves, looters, exploiters. You know, it doesn't make sense that in democracy, leaders are telling us they are going to improve education systems, and yet they are not ready to take their children, their relatives, into those schools that we have given power to manage. In democratic governance, it doesn't make sense that these who are in power, those who are in offices, when they seek, they run away from our public hospitals. And yet we have given them mandate and privileges to improve healthcare in our nation or in our countries. But when they seek, they run away. And yet they're saying they're improving healthcare, they're improving education systems. When they want to enjoy, they run to Dubai. When they want to rest, they run to Paris. But we didn't see leaders from Paris, from UK, from Washington coming to rest in Africa and coming to seek treatment in Africa. But it is Africans, especially our leaders, not all Africans, African leaders, when they seek, they run away from this continent. They go to India, they go to Europe. And yet they're saying they are democratic elected leaders and they're elected to deliver services and to improve infrastructures. It doesn't make sense. That's why democracy is going to die. And democracy is dying, brothers and sisters. Yesterday, I shared the video concerning about the crisis in France, that when leaders in Sahel took control of natural resources, we saw crisis in France. Right now, France is under crisis. So it looks like democratic leaders are feeding other nations, are not serving Africans, just feeding other nations. And while Africans are dying hunger with no drugs and medicine, Africans dying without food, our children going to sleep without food, it doesn't make sense. Africa with full potential, water bodies, horrible land, fertile land, we can't feed ourselves. And yet we have these democratic leaders. Maybe I'm wrong. Another issue that I wonder, and of course you can join with me, how is it possible that 15 European leaders, heads of states, maybe at that time, or kings or queens at that time, or rulers, you may call whatever you want, in 1884 to 1885, came together united, divided this continent, that all of 54 heads of states that we have and heads of government that we have today, they can't undo what the 15 European leaders did. Still we have visas, still we have borders, we have restrictions to move across the continent, while those who divided us, they're moving free in their nations. In Europe, people are moving free. But in Africa, still we have visas, still we have borders. And yet we are saying these leaders are democratically elected. That's why democracy is going to die, because democracy is not deliver promises to the people. We agreed together that we want a united Africa. Tell me, are you see that we are going to unite with these current democratic leaders? But just imagine, within 3 years in power, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso came together, united, formed the alliance of Sahel states. Free movement of people and goods in Sahel. Recently, all of us, we are witnessing that Captain Traore allowed Africans to move or to visit Burkina Faso without paying visa fees. It means no visa required, no visa fee. It means visa free. You see, you don't need to pay for visa. This is wonderful. And yet we have democratic leaders who have failed even to collapse these borders. And you want to maintain democracy. What democracy? This democracy is for governing poor Africans and making Africans not move from one place to another. So we are managing the systems of Europeans. So democracy in Africa is going to die very soon if leaders will not deliver good and quality services to the people. And the leadership styles of leaders in Sahel are going to abolish and kill what we call democracy in Africa. So, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if you have something to share with us, please do so through the comment section. I'm very happy to share this to you at this moment where we are searching for a united Africa. We are convincing and trying to come together as Africans to see how we can unite and having our new governance systems that will govern our people and benefit from our resources that God has given us in this continent. So if you have something to share, please do so through the comment section. And if you have already subscribed, please share the video and like the video. If you're new, please make sure that you subscribe to join the big family of Make Africa Great. Up that, I've no more. Thank you. Salute. Have a nice time. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.